Hello students, in this video we will read some more stanzas from the poem Elegy written in a country churchyard. So let's begin. Can storied urn or animated bust bake to its mention, call the fleeting breath? Can honor's voice provoke the silent dust, or flattery soothe the dull cold ear of death? The poet here uses the rhetorical questions, the questions which are asked not to get an answer but to make a point effectively. And the poet's point here in this stanza is that what if no memorial has been raised over the graves of the poor village people in this country churchyard? As these memorials and monuments over the graves serve very little purpose, as he writes, whether you depict an urn as shown in this picture, whether you depict an urn with the stories of the dead person, or you carve a lifelike statue in the memory of the dead, it will serve no purpose, because this thing, all these monuments are not going to bring back, these monuments are not going to call back the fleeting breath, the passed away soul back to its mention, that is body. So the poet here says that these monuments cannot make the dead person alive, so they are useless. The poet, again raising the question, makes his point that even honor's voice cannot provoke the silent dust. The tribute which we pay to the dead cannot stir the grave, the silent dust, the grave in which the dead is lying or buried. And even words of praise, even flattery is ineffective in front of death, because death has been described as having dull cold ear. So as far as death is concerned, death is death is deaf, and it is indifferent and insensitive. So this custom of raising monument over the graves is very futile. It serves very little purpose. So these village peoples who are buried in this grave should not feel insulted in the absence of this monument on their graves. The poet further writes that perhaps in this neglected spot is laid some heart once pregnant with celestial fire, hence that the road of empire might have swayed or waked to ecstasy the living lyre. So the poet here says that maybe in this neglected, in this uncared, unknown churchyard is buried some villager whose heart was once pregnant, whose heart was once full with celestial fire or divine power, who might have possessed some rare talents. And he further said, maybe in this neglected churchyard is laid some person who might have ruled an empire, or who might have developed or become a great musician, playing a musical instrument named lyre. In the next stanza, the poet writes, but knowledge to their eyes, her ample page, rich with the spoils of time, did never unroll. Chill penury repressed their noble rage and froze the genial current of the soul. So in this stanza, the poet gives the reason that why these rural people were destined to live and die obscure life in spite of having potential in them. And the reason was that knowledge rich with the spoils of time means knowledge with all its accumulated experiences of time and its vastness did never unroll. It never opened its richness to these poor people. Means these people they did not have access to the schools and education. Secondly, the second reason was chill penury means extreme poverty. These people were extremely poor, and this poverty repressed their noble rage, their enthusiasm, and froze. And this poverty also extinguished the genial current of the soul. Their generous and warm impulses were repressed, suppressed by these setbacks of their lives. The stanza which now I am going to read is the most famous stanza of the poem. Here the poet argues that many people possessing extraordinary talents live and die unknown only because they do not find opportunity to develop or display their talents. The stanza goes like this: full many a gem of purest ray serene, the dark unfathomed caves of ocean bare. Full many a flower is born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air. The poet here compares the undeveloped, unrevealed, promising genuses of the village to many a gem of purest resin. He compares them to many precious stones which lie at the bottom of the ocean, or we can say at the unmeasurable bottom of the sea, where no human being can reach there. He further compares these undeveloped geniuses of the villages to many of flowers who are born and blossom in the desert, where nobody can see their beauty and nobody can smell their fragrance. So similarly, these talented people of the village are unable to get appreciation and admiration which they deserve, only because of the lack of opportunity.